So the next thing I want to teach you is called inheritance, and for that we'll add another file called inheritance.js, and again in the index.html we need to give the reference for inheritance. Okay, so now we are done. So now we'll go to inheritance, and what I will do, I'll just copy whatever we have written in the prototype and I'll just copy that to inheritance.js, and I'll just minimize it so that it will be visible to you guys. Okay, so this is the code we have. And here, what is inheritance basically? Inheritance is basically gaining the property of a parent. Means this book is a parent object. If someone will inherit from this book, they will by default contain all this property which we are mentioning. So that is called inheritance. So to create inheritance, what we'll do, I'll create another object that will be called another constructor that will be called function, maybe books novel. Okay, and this novel will be inheriting from the book one because it will have the same property as the book, and I will pass all them here. That will be name, writer and year, and inside this function also we need to pass the same thing. And here I will have an additional genre. Okay, so here we have an additional property called genre. So this one, now if I need to, and this is this additional property, we need to fill it here itself. So I'll do this. Okay, so now this, if I create an object of this novel, that will be var novel1 equal to new novel, and I need to pass all this thing. So I'll just copy paste from the ever one, and I will pass the additional parameter I have, that is genre. So that will be adventure. Okay, and that will be string inside a double quote. That's it. So now if I will print this novel object, so I need to do something like console.log this novel1. Okay, if I save this and print this, so you can see this, we have a novel object here. Okay, and this novel object contains all the property we had, like name, writer and year, and we are not doing that by ourselves. It's calling the parent constructor and it's doing this job for us, and the only thing we are doing is we are adding this additional property called genre. Okay, then the next thing I want is, so now if you see, okay, so now if I want to access the get summary, will I able to access it? We'll check it. So the method name is get book summary, and if I print it, save it, okay, I got an error. Novel1 book get is not a function. Why I got this error? Because if you see the novel1, okay, if you see the novel1 inside here, you can see that method is inside the proto of this one, this book object, not the novel object. So that's why we need to, first thing we need to do is we need to assign this prototype method, which is this prototype method is assigned to this book object. but when we are creating novel object, this prototype will be not there. So we need to add that prototype to this novel. So to add that, what we can do is, before instantiating that, we need to do something like novel prototype equal to object create, and here we can pass book prototype. If I save it, I think if I now want to access the get book summary, it will work as usual. So check that. We'll do something like this. If I save it, see, I got the access to the method. So this is the way in which we add the parent prototype to a child prototype. Okay, and what we are doing here is we have a novel class or function or constructor which is inherited from book constructor, and it has a common method get book summary for both of them. Okay, this is all about inheritance. So the next thing I want to know is, if I okay, before going to the next part, I'll show you something. See, inside this proto object, okay, now you can see we have a get book summary. Okay,